Putting things off may feel comforting, but procrastination only prevents you from reaching your goals. Action is what moves you forward. By waiting for the perfect time, you're robbing yourself of the blessings that come with consistent effort. Doubt is one of the most insidious habits that block our blessings, often without us even realizing it. It creeps in slowly and subtly, sometimes appearing in the form of a simple thought: am I really good enough for this? Or what if I fail? While a little self-reflection and humility are important, unchecked doubt can prevent us from reaching our full potential. Doubt steals the power of our belief and weakens our confidence. When we doubt ourselves, we hesitate to take risks, step out of our comfort zones, and ultimately miss the opportunities that are meant for us. The trouble with doubt is that it creates a cycle. When we doubt ourselves, we hold back. We may avoid taking action or delay making decisions, convinced that we aren't ready, or that something will go wrong. But the truth is, waiting for the perfect moment never really works. In fact, perfection doesn't exist. The longer you wait for certainty, the more opportunities you miss. Doubt stops you from even trying, and in doing so, it guarantees that you'll never know the outcome. You block your blessings before they even have a chance to show up. But here's the thing: doubt doesn't reflect reality. It's merely a product of fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of not being good enough. We all have these fears, but the key to overcoming them is understanding that they are normal. Even the most successful individuals experience moments of doubt. The difference is that they don't let it stop them. Instead of listening to that voice that tells them they can't, they push forward despite it. They acknowledge doubt, but they don't let it control their actions. One of the most powerful ways to break the habit of doubt is to replace it with belief. Belief in yourself and your abilities is not just a nice to have, it's a must have. You cannot expect others to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself first. This belief isn't something that comes overnight, and it requires constant reinforcement. You must choose to believe in your potential, even when circumstances are uncertain, or when things don't go as planned. Building this kind of belief starts with small steps. It begins by acknowledging your past achievements, no matter how big or small, and reminding yourself that you've faced challenges before, and come through stronger. These moments of success, however insignificant they may seem, are proof of your capabilities. Every small win is evidence that you are capable of more. The more you recognize this, the more you'll start to trust in your ability to achieve great things. Another powerful tool in overcoming doubt is affirmation. Affirmations are simple statements that reinforce positive beliefs. They help shift your mindset and reprogram your thoughts. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm not qualified for this," you can say, "I have the skills and knowledge to succeed in this area." These affirmations don't just serve as reminders, they begin to change your internal dialogue. The more you tell yourself that you are capable, the more your mind begins to believe it. In addition to affirmations, another way to confront doubt is to surround yourself with a positive support system. Having a network of friends, mentors, or like-minded individuals can make all the difference when it comes to fighting off self-doubt. These people can offer encouragement, share their own experiences of overcoming doubt, and provide a sense of accountability. When you have others who believe in you, their belief can help reinforce your own. This positive energy is contagious, and it can inspire you to push through your own fears and uncertainties. But perhaps one of the most effective ways to silence doubt is by taking action. The more you act, the more confidence you build, and the more you prove to yourself that you are capable. Even if things don't go perfectly, taking action teaches you important lessons and builds resilience. It's easy to doubt yourself when you're standing still, but once you start moving forward, you begin to see how much more you can do than you thought. Success doesn't happen without action, and in many ways, action itself is the antidote to doubt. One of the major issues with procrastination is that it creates a false sense of time. We tell ourselves that there's plenty of time to get things done, that there's no rush. But in reality, time is limited. Every day that we delay is one more day that we've wasted. The longer we wait, the more difficult it becomes to catch up, and the greater the sense of overwhelm we feel. Instead of taking one step forward, we continue to fall behind. And the longer we wait, the more opportunities slip away, leaving us wondering why things haven't worked out the way we hoped. Procrastination also leads to stress and anxiety. As the deadline approaches, or as the task continues to loom over us, the pressure builds, and the fear of failure intensifies. We may find ourselves scrambling to complete something at the last minute, only to realize that if we had started earlier, the process would have been much smoother. The stress of procrastination takes a toll on our well-being, affecting both our mental and physical health. It can lead to feelings of inadequacy, self-criticism, and guilt, which only compound the cycle of procrastination. The longer we wait, the more our self-esteem erodes, because we are constantly reminded that we're not following through on our goals. But here's the good news. You have the power to break the habit of procrastination. The first step is to recognize that action creates momentum. It doesn't matter how small the action is, what matters is that you start. Whether it's making a list, taking a few minutes to research the task, or setting a timer to work for just 10 minutes, taking that first step will propel you forward. The more you act, the easier it becomes to continue. Action builds confidence, and confidence leads to more action. Before you know it, you'll have made significant progress. Another powerful tool in overcoming procrastination is the principle of breaking tasks into smaller steps. Often, the reason we procrastinate is because the task feels too large or overwhelming. But if you break it down into smaller, more manageable chunks, it becomes much less daunting. Focus on completing just one small step at a time, and celebrate each little victory along the way. Over time, these small actions will add up to significant progress. Accountability is another crucial element in overcoming procrastination. When we're working on something alone, it's easy to let things slide. But when we have someone holding us accountable, a friend, a colleague, or a mentor, it increases our sense of responsibility and motivation. Having someone to check in with can help us stay on track and avoid the temptation to procrastinate. Even if you don't have a person to hold you accountable, you can create your own accountability system by setting deadlines for yourself or using apps and tools to track your progress. A key mindset shift that can help break the cycle of procrastination is to understand that perfection is not the goal, progress is. The fear of making mistakes or not doing something perfectly is a major contributor to procrastination. We tell ourselves that we'll start once we have everything figured out, or once we feel 100% prepared. But that moment never comes. The truth is, mistakes are part of the process. Progress is made by taking imperfect action and learning along the way. So instead of waiting for everything to be perfect, give yourself permission to make mistakes, adjust as you go, and keep moving forward. Ultimately, procrastination blocks your blessings by keeping you stuck in a cycle of inaction and regret. The longer you wait, the further away your goals seem, and the more you delay the success that is waiting for you. The good news is that you have the power to change. By taking action, no matter how small, breaking tasks into manageable pieces, and shifting your mindset from perfection to progress, you can overcome procrastination and start moving toward the blessings you deserve. Don't let procrastination steal your dreams. Take that first step today, and watch the momentum build. Negative thinking is a powerful force that can block your blessings and hinder your growth in ways you might not even realize. It's a pattern of thinking that focuses on what's wrong, what's missing, or what could go wrong instead of looking for solutions, opportunities, or the positives in any given situation. Over time, this negative mindset can become so ingrained that it starts to shape the way you view not only yourself, but also the world around you. The danger of negative thinking is that it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you focus on what you don't want, the more you attract those very things into your life. At its core, negative thinking is often rooted in a scarcity mindset, a belief that there's not enough success, love, happiness, or abundance to go around. When you operate from a place of scarcity, you begin to see the world as a place of competition, rather than collaboration. You believe that someone else's success somehow takes away from your own, and this can lead to jealousy, fear, and a lack of self-worth. Instead of feeling inspired by the success of others, you feel threatened by it. Negative thinking thrives in this kind of environment, and it keeps you stuck in a cycle of comparison, doubt, and missed opportunities. One of the key ways negative thinking blocks your blessings is by limiting your ability to see opportunities. When you focus on what's not working or what you lack, you become blind to the possibilities that exist right in front of you. Opportunities don't always come in the form you expect, and they often require you to think outside the box and take risks. But negative thinking closes off this type of creative thinking. Instead of seeing a challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow, you see it as an obstacle that's too big to overcome. When you constantly focus on what's wrong, you miss the chance to see what's right and what's possible. Another significant way that negative thinking blocks your blessings is by undermining your confidence. The more you focus on your flaws or mistakes, the less likely you are to take the kind of bold action that's necessary for success. Negative thoughts can erode your sense of self-worth, making you believe that you don't deserve success, or that you're not capable of achieving your goals. The truth is, self-confidence is essential for progress. Without belief in your own abilities, it's incredibly difficult to take risks, pursue opportunities, or stay committed to your vision. Negative thinking convinces you that you're not good enough, and as a result, you hold yourself back. Negative thinking also affects the way you approach setbacks and challenges. Life is full of obstacles, and the path to success is rarely smooth. However, if you have a habit of thinking negatively, setbacks can feel like the end of the road instead of a part of the journey. When you focus on failure rather than learning from it, you develop a fear of trying new things, which leads to even more inaction. Instead of persevering in the face of difficulty, you retreat into comfort, convincing yourself that it's better not to try at all than to risk failing again. This mindset prevents you from bouncing back after disappointment and keeps you trapped in a cycle of negativity. One of the most damaging aspects of negative thinking is its impact on your relationships. Negative thinking not only affects how you perceive yourself, but also how you perceive others. If you constantly focus on the negative traits or actions of those around you, it's difficult to build positive, supportive relationships. You may find yourself constantly complaining about people or situations, or you may even push others away with your pessimistic outlook. This negativity can create a toxic environment for both you and the people around you, making it harder to form genuine connections that are crucial for personal and professional growth. Furthermore, when you focus on the negative aspects of life, you attract more negativity. This is because our thoughts and emotions are energy, and like energy attracts like energy. If you're constantly thinking about what's wrong, or what could go wrong, you're sending out a vibration that attracts more of the same. This is the law of attraction at work. When you dwell on negativity, you draw more negative experiences and people into your life. However, when you shift your focus to the positive and practice gratitude, you begin to attract more of the things you want, whether that's success, love, or opportunities. Shifting from a negative mindset to a positive one isn't always easy, but it's absolutely necessary if you want to open the door to your blessings. The first step is awareness. Start by paying attention to your thoughts throughout the day. Notice when you slip into negative thinking and catch yourself in the act. Once you become aware of these patterns, you can start to change them. The next step is to challenge your negative thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought based on facts or assumptions? Often, negative thoughts are exaggerated or based on irrational fears. Replacing these thoughts with more realistic positive ones can help shift your perspective. Another powerful tool for overcoming negative thinking is practicing gratitude. Gratitude helps shift your focus from what you don't have to what you do have. It trains your mind to seek out the good in every situation, even when things aren't going perfectly. The more you focus on the positive aspects of your life, the more you will begin to see the blessings that are already present. Gratitude creates a cycle of positivity, and the more you practice it, the more you will attract into your life. Negative thinking is one of the most powerful forces that can block your blessings and prevent you from reaching your full potential. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of fear, doubt, and inaction, and it clouds your ability to see opportunities and take bold action. However, with awareness, practice, and a commitment to shifting your mindset, you can overcome negative thinking and open the door to a life filled with blessings, success, and joy. The choice is yours. Will you continue to focus on the negative, or will you choose to embrace a mindset that attracts the blessings you deserve? Confidence is a cornerstone of success, and one of the most powerful forces that can propel you toward your goals. It's the belief in your abilities, the inner knowing that you are capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. Confidence not only helps you face challenges with resilience, but also attracts opportunities, builds trust with others, and empowers you to take bold steps in life. Yet many people struggle with self-doubt, which blocks their confidence, and in turn, limits their potential. Without confidence, we hesitate, second-guess ourselves, and hold back from pursuing the things we truly want in life. This lack of confidence can become a major barrier to the blessings that are meant for us. The first thing to understand about confidence is that it doesn't come from external validation or approval. It's not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about trusting yourself to handle whatever comes your way, even if you don't have all the answers. Confidence is rooted in the belief that you are enough just as you are, and that you have the strength, skills, and resilience to face life's challenges. Too often, people think that they need to be ready or perfect before they can go after their dreams. But this perfectionist mindset can be paralyzing. Waiting for the right moment, or for everything to be perfect, only keeps you stuck. Confidence grows through action. When you step outside your comfort zone, even if you don't feel 100% ready, you build confidence by proving to yourself that you can handle the unknown. Building confidence starts with self-acceptance. Before you can confidently pursue your goals, you need to embrace who you are right now. This doesn't mean you should stop striving for growth or self-improvement, but it does mean acknowledging and appreciating your current strengths, talents, and qualities. Too often, we focus on our weaknesses, or what we perceive as shortcomings. We compare ourselves to others, thinking we're not good enough, or that we don't measure up. This constant comparison chips away at our self-esteem and undermines our confidence. Instead, focus on your strengths and the unique qualities that make you who you are. When you recognize and celebrate your own worth, you'll naturally feel more confident in your abilities. Another key to building confidence is taking small, consistent actions. Confidence isn't something that happens overnight, and it doesn't come from a single big victory. It's built step by step. Every time you take action toward your goals, you gain more confidence in your ability to succeed. It's important to start small, especially if you've been held back by fear or self-doubt. Begin with manageable tasks that are within your capability, and gradually work your way up to bigger challenges. Each small win will reinforce your belief in yourself, and show you that you're capable of achieving more than you thought. The more you take action, the more you realize that you have the power to create the outcomes you desire. It's in the doing that confidence grows. Confidence also comes from pushing through fear. Fear and self-doubt are natural emotions, and everyone experiences them. The difference between people who succeed and those who don't is how they handle fear. Fear doesn't go away, it's a part of the process. But instead of letting fear stop you, confident people choose to act in spite of it. They acknowledge their fear but don't let it control their decisions. Taking action despite fear is what separates those who move forward from those who stay stuck. Each time you face a fear and push through it, you strengthen your confidence muscle and prove to yourself that you can handle difficult situations. One of the most powerful ways to build confidence is through positive self-talk. The way we talk to ourselves directly impacts our self-belief. If you're constantly telling yourself that you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable of succeeding, your confidence will suffer. Negative self-talk undermines your potential and keeps you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt. On the other hand, positive self-talk can help shift your mindset and build the confidence you need to succeed. Start by catching yourself when you think or say something negative about yourself, and replace it with a positive affirmation. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough for this opportunity," try thinking, "I have the skills and qualities to make this work." The more you practice positive self-talk, the more your confidence will grow. Setting and achieving small goals also plays a crucial role in building confidence. When you set a goal and take the necessary steps to achieve it, you prove to yourself that you are capable of success. These small goals act as stepping stones toward bigger, more challenging goals. Each time you accomplish a goal, no matter how small, you reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed. This builds momentum and helps you tackle bigger challenges with greater confidence. It's important to celebrate each victory along the way, as this reinforces the positive feelings associated with achieving your goals, and motivates you to continue pushing forward. Another important aspect of confidence is embracing failure. Failure is often seen as something negative, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful teachers. When you fail, you learn, grow, and become stronger. Fear of failure can hold you back from taking risks or stepping outside your comfort zone, but embracing failure as part of the journey allows you to approach challenges with a growth mindset. Every failure brings you closer to success, as long as you choose to learn from it, rather than allowing it to defeat you. Understanding that failure is not the end, but merely a stepping stone toward success, helps to build resilience and confidence. In conclusion, confidence is the foundation of success, and it plays a crucial role in unlocking your blessings. It empowers you to take bold actions, pursue your dreams, and overcome challenges. Building confidence is an ongoing process that requires self-acceptance, consistent action, positive self-talk, and a willingness to push through fear and failure. When you believe in yourself and trust your abilities, you become unstoppable. Don't let self-doubt hold you back. Embrace your power, take action, and watch your blessings unfold. The habit of complaining is one of the most common yet destructive patterns that can block your blessings and prevent you from achieving the success you desire. It's easy to fall into the trap of complaining when things aren't going as planned, when life feels unfair, or when circumstances aren't aligning with your expectations. Complaining becomes a way of venting frustration, seeking sympathy, or gaining validation from others. While it may seem harmless at first, this habit can have a profound negative impact on your life, creating a cycle of negativity that keeps you stuck and prevents you from experiencing the blessings and opportunities that could otherwise come your way. When you focus on complaining, you are essentially giving your energy to what you don't want, whether it's about your job, relationships, health, or any other aspect of life. Complaining reinforces a mindset that dwells on problems instead of solutions. The more you focus on the negative, the more you attract it into your life. This is because your energy and thoughts are powerful forces that shape your reality. The law of attraction teaches us that like attracts like. When you constantly complain about how difficult things are, or how unfair life is, you are essentially telling the universe that you want more of the same. This creates a cycle where your circumstances appear to stay stuck in negativity, making it harder for you to break free and move forward. Complaining also prevents you from taking responsibility for your own life and circumstances. It's easy to point fingers and blame external factors for the things that aren't going right. However, when you complain, you relinquish your power to change the situation. You become a victim of your circumstances, instead of taking ownership of your life and seeking solutions. When you focus on problems, you become paralyzed by them, and instead of taking action to improve your situation, you stay stuck in a place of helplessness. This is one of the greatest traps of complaining. It gives you the illusion of being heard and understood, but doesn't actually bring any real change to your life. Furthermore, complaining can have a negative impact on your relationships with others. When you constantly express dissatisfaction and focus on what's wrong, it can drain the energy of those around you. People may start avoiding you, or losing patience with your negativity, which in turn can leave you feeling more isolated and unsupported. Complaining also breeds a culture of negativity, as it often leads to conversations centered around complaints and frustrations. Over time, this can affect your ability to connect with others on a deeper level, as your interactions are dominated by negativity. Instead of having meaningful solution-oriented conversations, you end up trapped in cycles of venting and complaining, which leaves no room for growth or positive change. In addition to these social and emotional effects, complaining also prevents you from experiencing gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It shifts your focus from what's lacking in your life to what's abundant. When you complain, you focus on what's missing, what's wrong, or what you don't have, which perpetuates feelings of scarcity and dissatisfaction. On the other hand, when you practice gratitude, you train your mind to notice the good things in your life, no matter how small. Gratitude creates a mindset of abundance, allowing you to see the opportunities and blessings that are already present, rather than constantly searching for the next thing to complain about. The habit of complaining also fosters a mindset of helplessness, where you start to believe that you have no control over your life or circumstances. This mindset keeps you stuck in the past, focusing on what went wrong, and prevents you from taking proactive steps to improve your situation. Complaining reinforces the belief that things are outside of your control, which can make you feel disempowered and hopeless. However, when you stop complaining and take responsibility for your life, you realize that you have the power to change your circumstances. Every situation, no matter how challenging, presents an opportunity for growth, learning, and improvement. When you shift your mindset from one of complaining to one of action and solution-oriented thinking, you begin to see how much control you actually have over your life. Gratitude is also a powerful antidote to complaining. By cultivating a daily gratitude practice, you can train your mind to focus on the positive aspects of your life. Start by writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day, and make it a habit to reflect on the good things in your life, no matter how small. Over time, you'll start to notice a shift in your mindset, as you begin to focus more on what's going right, rather than what's going wrong. Gratitude helps you build resilience, optimism, and a deeper sense of appreciation for the blessings that already exist in your life. The fear of failure is one of the most crippling emotions that can hold you back from achieving your full potential and block the blessings that are meant for you. Fear is a natural human emotion, and it's something everyone experiences at some point. However, when fear of failure becomes a dominant force in your life, it can stop you from taking risks, trying new things, and pursuing your dreams. This fear keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, preventing you from stepping into opportunities that could lead to personal and professional growth. In essence, fear of failure is like an invisible barrier that stops you from moving forward, even when the potential for success is right in front of you. The fear of failure can also lead to a lack of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after setbacks, to learn from challenges, and to keep going in the face of adversity. Without resilience, failure can feel like a permanent defeat, rather than a temporary obstacle. When you fear failure, you may view any setback as a sign that you're not cut out for success, or that you should give up altogether. This mindset can prevent you from pushing through difficult situations, or learning from your experiences. Instead of seeing failure as an opportunity to grow, you see it as a reason to quit. As a result, you miss out on valuable experiences that could teach you important lessons and lead you to future success. The fear of failure is also deeply linked to the fear of judgment from others. Many people are afraid to fail because they fear being judged, ridiculed, or rejected by others. Social judgment can be a powerful force that shapes our behavior, and the thought of being criticized or judged can be paralyzing. When you let the fear of judgment control your actions, you may hold back from pursuing your dreams, or putting yourself out there. This fear makes you overly cautious, and can prevent you from taking the necessary steps to achieve success. Instead of following your own instincts and passions, you become overly concerned with what others think, which keeps you from living authentically and pursuing your true desires. Fear of failure is one of the most powerful forces that can block your blessings and prevent you from reaching your full potential. However, by shifting your mindset, taking consistent action, and embracing failure as a learning opportunity, you can break free from this fear and step into a life full of success, growth, and unlimited potential. The habit of procrastination is one of the most common and insidious behaviors that can block your blessings and prevent you from reaching your full potential. It is often characterized by the act of putting off tasks, goals, and responsibilities despite knowing that they are important, and that completing them would lead to progress and success. Procrastination may seem harmless at first, but it can slowly accumulate into a major obstacle that hinders your personal growth and ability to achieve the blessings that are meant for you. While many people experience occasional procrastination, when it becomes a habitual pattern, it can lead to feelings of guilt, stress, and missed opportunities.